obviously you're doing well in your coaching, and you got a lot of people that bought your course, which I find very impressive.
Yeah.
And you also have done businesses, or you have a head for businesses or being entrepreneurship. So go in both routes. You don't have to
Yeah.
stop one or the other, but see how can I make which one is the best one. Oh, and that's the key. You certainly got all the raw materials to do it, and I'm saying that's fine, which is good. You have the energy, which is fine to do. You had at least you said you wanted to improve it, so you wanted to speak to me. You're going to pay to hear what I have to say, which is an indication of your desire to improve your knowledge, or improve my knowledge by getting the benefit of somebody else who's got more knowledge. That's fine. So you got all the things, raw material. You will be successful, and you should be successful. How successful is up to you, and also the opportunities as they come up.
Hi everyone, I'm here with George Ross, and George Ross is a former executive vice president for the Trump Organization. He has been the right-hand man of Donald Trump for 47 years, and he's perhaps best known for his appearance in The Apprentice, a TV show by NBC. And today I'm here with he, and I'll be asking him a few questions about entrepreneurship and seek his advice, because he used to be the senior counsel of the Trump Organization. So, hi George, how are you?
I am fine, thank you.
So, what do you think were the biggest takeaways you learned from working with Donald Trump?
I think the biggest takeaway by far was his ability to delegate and his willingness to delegate. He would surround himself with good people, tell them what he wanted done, and they would do it. And he didn't have to get involved unless something came up that was unusual. As a result of it, he didn't spend that much time on any particular transaction. He could do any number of transactions without being personally involved. So I think that's the key to any successful organization, is to have people that are competent, that you can trust, and to delegate work to them and let them do their thing.
Does he outsource the decision-making processes as well? Or yeah. Okay,
yeah, but you gotta have people you can trust. I think what most entrepreneurs or people doing the business is to say, unless I do it myself, it won't get done right. And that's the wrong attitude. Then what you got is a one-person business, which is hazardous in the event something happens to that one person.
Got it. Okay, and I was listening to the Zoom call where you were coaching JT Foxx, and one of the things you said was that you should pick a coach that doesn't have a financial interest in your business. Could you elaborate more on that? Like, why a coach that doesn't have a financial interest? Wouldn't a coach that has a financial interest be better?
Yeah, no, the problem is if you have a coach that has a financial interest, then they have a tendency to think of protecting the financial interest rather than giving you straight information. So it's important that they be totally divorced from your business. Otherwise, they could be tainted. They look at it entirely differently. And that was the advantage, really, that I had with my relationship with Trump. I never had a nickel invested in any of his properties or any of his investments. So when he asked me my opinion on something, I could say it without being concerned on the financial impact on the deals that I was involved with. So if you really want a coach, you should get somebody that is independent, has no financial interest in your projects, and will give you the information, gives you what they think about whatever question you're asking without figuring how it impacts the financial position that they're in. So I think a good coach, in order to have a good coach, it's independent. You want a good advisor, they don't have to be independent. In other words, you can get somebody, you can get somebody that's really good that have a part of your business, or you have a part of their business.
Got it. All right. So I've been coaching my clients on sales, marketing, and branding, and right now I have about 1,200 clients who bought my 997 course, and now I've got two paths. And the first path is to go the high ticket route where I charge them 5K, 10K, and 25K for coaching. The second route is to partner with them and own, example, like 20% of equity in their business, and then like acquire, grow, and sell, acquire, grow, and sell. So which path would you recommend I take, and why?
Well, you're talking two different routes. First of all, as far as the coaching, I'm very impressed that you had that many people that bought your course on sales, marketing, and branding. That's that's a feat unto itself, and obviously they liked what they paid for the course. And I don't know how many of those are repeats who would come back to you and they want you invested, your advice for the business that they're going into. That's a different story. Whether or not you're participating as a coach or you're giving them advice on how to improve their sales tactics or their sales business, or whether or not you're a financial investor or you want to be a financial investor. Two different worlds. I would be, my personal feeling is that they're not going to give you 20% of the equity just for your coaching. They might give you some of it. So you can work out a situation where you are willing to coach, and then you have the right to buy into their company. Or they're going to give you the value in the company. They're going to give you the value of your coaching. So what I'm saying is that if you agree to coach them, I don't know what your rate would be on an hourly basis, but let's just assume for a number it's $500 an hour. And if you coach them at that point, you're saying, okay, I'm giving you $500 an hour, and you don't have to pay me the $500. At that, I want it translated into a part of your business if I want to participate. So I'll get an option in your business or an option to do something with you. I can also put in capital if that's what you want to do. In other words, you want to become a partner in their business, giving them the benefit of your expertise in the coaching area. Now, when you say the coaching area, how many businesses have you been in?
Individual business. So I've done 5 different businesses before. My first business was when I was 19 years old. So I did a healthy food delivery business. And then my second business was an entrepreneurship platform. So I was leading a sales team of about 140 people. I built the sales team in about 10 months. My third business was a sales and marketing agency. So I help business owners to grow their sales, like hotels, property agents. My fourth business was e-commerce business. Yeah. And then right now I'm doing coaching and seminar business. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, you obviously have a good background in which you can, it's not just coaching, it's teaching somebody to operate in a company, form their own company, entrepreneurs. So there's nothing to say you have to go one of the two routes. You can go both routes at the same time. Yeah. In different areas, different amounts. What I think you have to do, or not have to do, but the appropriate thing to do is if you run into a situation, which you will, where one of the people you are coaching has an interesting project that they're working on, it looks promising, then I think you can swap your coaching ability and the information that you possess to help them to be successful into a piece of their business, with or without a financial arrangement. So it's possible to work out a combination, which is fine. No, they can do it. If you think the person or the group that you're coaching has a good product or a good idea and it will be very successful, then you can certainly somehow figure out to take a piece of it. And effectively, it's not necessarily you have to put in cash or money, but you could do that if you wanted to. But you could do the others. I had in my practice of law, I had a lot of clients that were in real estate, and I never built a building. I never built a building, but I knew they knew what they were doing. So what I wanted to do is I would basically swap my legal services for a piece of the buildings, a piece of the properties. And it worked out fine. They had the advantage of not paying my legal fees, and I had the advantage of getting percentage interest in properties, which I thought would turn out to be valuable, and they did. So that's what I did, and it does work out, provided that this way you got enough income from other sources to handle your expenses or what you the style that you want to live on. So
Got it.
it's working out a balance, but it can work, and a
Okay. So
combination.
because like
So I mean,
yeah, right now
go ahead.
so right now I do own about 20% of a few businesses, like a tuition business and a social media marketing agency and a quit smoking business. And I'm gonna own another 20% of a vegan ice cream cafe. So I've tried that route as well. And I've also coached people for like 5K or like 2.5K for an hour or like 5K for 3 months of coaching. So one
5K an
gives
hour?
2.5K an hour in Singapore dollars, which is about 2,000 US dollars.
Oh,
Or
that's different. Okay.
yeah, 5K for 3 months of coaching. Yeah. So
Okay.
I think one route gives me cash faster, whereas one route is a longer term play. Yeah.
No,
So yeah, that's why I was exploring
so
both.
yeah, no, but there's no reason you can't do both. I think you're
Yeah.
on the right direction to do it. At this point is to have some kind of a mix,
Yeah.
and depending upon the opportunity that arises, decide how you want to go. So you can make a contribution to some of your coaching expertise in exchange for dollars. You could say, I'll take the dollars, and then with an opportunity to invest later on, whatever works. There's no
So
hard and fast rule. It depends on the company and the people you're doing business with as to what you think their expectation is, the logical result will be of what they're doing. That's something you make up along the way.
and you just now you said that I should be if let's say I have a financial interest in the business, I should be an advisor rather than a
No,
coach.
that's not what I said. I said if
Okay.
you are a coach, all right,
Mm-hmm.
if you are a coach, at that point, no financial interest. If you intend to be a participant, you have a financial interest. You're no longer a coach
Got it.
at that point. Now what you're doing is giving them the expertise, but you're not coaching them because you want to be sure, you want to make sure that they are successful, and therefore
Right.
you're giving them the benefit of your advice to make them successful. So
Got
it's
it.
different whether you're actually involved in the business, or at that point you're just giving them the benefit of your experience in coaching.
Got it. Okay. So fourth question: what does it take to be a billionaire, and what do you think Donald Trump had
Yeah.
that other entrepreneurs didn't have?
No, it's easy. To be a billionaire, you got to have $1 billion.
But like, what traits do you think? Because like B do have like what traits do you think he had that?
But why at this point? Let's put it this way: I got to go back without knowing the rule. Why do you want to be a billionaire?
No, I just want to know like, what does.
No, it's just, I think no. I'm leading to a question at this point. Everybody, including you, and you're certainly young and aggressive, which is fine, should figure out how much money they need for the lifestyle they want to lead, and that becomes a finite number. So you figure out if you take, and I do this something I do every year, and I've done it for a long period of time and found it very helpful. Is every year I start out with what is my income? No. What are my expenses? Right. And then I say, now, what are my expenses? And in the expenses, I put anything I need or I think I need for my lifestyle. Vacations, entertainment, do whatever you want. We want a car, whatever. And then if your income is less than your expenses, you got to do one of two things: increase the income or reduce the expenses. So you have to decide what you need, but what's the number? In other words, you have to figure out good how much. There's no success. There's no really good success or idea. If you pick a number, say why. If you had $1 million, or 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, would you be satisfied? What would you do with your 50 million in your life? So if you figure out what you're going to do with it, if you're going to live that way, fine. But if you don't want to live that way and you want to have money left over and give some to charity or that's fine too. So you have to determine what your lifestyle that you would be happy with. Now, understand that in my estimation, always, life is a balance. There's a balance between what you would need in income or money worth, dollars value, That's part of it. The other part is family, friends, part of your church or your organization or whatever you're doing to society. And if you can keep a balance between the two, you'll be happy. If you
Yeah.
don't keep a balance between the two, you're going to be unhappy because you're out of balance. So if you don't have enough money to do what you want to do with, then you got to figure out I'm going to get more money. On the other hand, if I have more money than I need, what I'm going to do with, then why do I want to make more money? So the concept of being a billionaire or what does it take, that's just a number. It's that you have to figure out what does it take to what number does it take to make you happy, content at any point in time in your life. And it changes. It changes is that you're right. Yeah, you're young, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're young enough at them, right? But it's before you turn around, you're going to be older. This is what happens, and you're going to say, "Gee, what did I do in my life? I had this, I didn't have." So create some type of a plan and do it. You'd be interesting. You'd find it very interesting for the results. You know, if you put out now what you could figure out, what your income is going to be for next year or what it was this year. And then you say, also, that's fine. What expenses did I have? And I don't care what the expenses are. If you want to take cruises, leisure, you want to get, I don't care what it is, but that's part of your lifestyle. And then match the two to see which is out of whack. Are my expenses too high or my expenses low and I could spend more? Do I have to make more? What this does is it gives you a game plan of where you're going. It's a goal of what's in your mind, and it's worthwhile to understand it and make it finite. In other words, don't gamble. Hey, if I said to you now, let me ask you a question. How much? If I wrote you out a check today, and I'm not, but if I wrote out a check today, how much to say that this is all the money you would want for the rest of your life? What number would you give me?
Okay, so like right now with my own cash reserves. Okay,
No,
I
don't want to get you good. Now we're talking philosophical. I'm not interested in the cash reserves. What I'm saying is, if I said to you, I would write out a check to you for whatever you want, but this is all you get for your entire life. What number would you give me?
5K per month. Passive income is 5K per month of passive income is more than enough for me.
No, not 5K a month. I'm talking now. I write out a check to you right now for the rest of your life, and you guys, this is the money you have. It has to last for the rest of your life. How much would you take? How much would you want?
About 500K. Yeah.
Huh?
About 500,000. Yeah.
What? No, don't take. I'm talking. Write out a check. So you say
how much? 500,000.
How much a year?
Half a million.
$500,000 a year. Okay, good. How many years do you want $500,000?
No, just $500,000 for a lifetime is enough.
$500,000 in a lifetime?
Yeah.
That's all you want?
Because it will give me a like if I have an investment that gets me a 10%.
No. We're not talking investments. This one, you don't get any. You don't get the opportunity to invest it. Yeah. I'm saying now, if I wrote you out a check for $500,000, you would be satisfied and you wouldn't want any more money. Like, you understand what I'm leading at?
Yeah, I understand where you're leaning at.
What I'm saying is effectively, you can't come up with that number, a reasonable number, because there are too many variable factors. One is you don't know how long you're going to live, and you don't know what your lifestyle is. It may turn out if there's tremendous inflation in the area you're living, then you're going to say, "Hey, I don't have enough money." So you can't. It's really difficult or almost impossible to come up with that number today and say it would last me for the rest of my life. It doesn't work that way. In other words, you have to figure out where I am now in this year or this month and where I want to be. And if you do it on an annual basis, you can come up with some logical results because you have last year's results and you have what you anticipate coming up. So you can plug in how much money you think you're going to get from your coaching, how much money you're going to get from your investments. And you say, that's it. Now you put that in, and that's part of the income. Now, it may not be definite, but it's anticipated. But if you check it out and you write it down and periodically you look at it, you can see, hey, I'm spending too much, more money than I'm making, or I'm making more money than I'm spending. and you put some kind of a balance, and you say, well, what should I do? If I've got excess cash, what am I going to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
I have that. If I don't have enough cash, what am I going to do to maintain my lifestyle? So what this does is basically creating a game plan of your life.
Yeah.
And believe me, it goes faster than you think.
Yeah. So like for me, I calculated for myself, right? So I'm from Singapore, but right now I'm in UK, and I calculated that I can actually retire comfortably with the income that I'm making from passively from my business.
Back up, stop for a
Yeah.
minute. Don't do it off the top of your head. Write it down.
Yeah.
Put the numbers together so that for what you know. So take not what you want, but take what you have and figure out how that fits into where you would like to be. So it's planning, but it's not. It's not. We always say, "Well, I have enough money to live my lifestyle the way it is." That's a guess. You don't know because you never figured out what it was. So it's an assumption. And what I'm saying is, instead of just the assumption, write it down, figure it out.
Yeah. I did write.
You find out the numbers are going to be entirely different than what you thought. But be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with how much you can guarantee, how much income you know you're going to make, and how much you know you're going to spend or you're anticipating spending. And then check it against the actuals. This is what you assumed, and this is what it turned out to be, and you can do it on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on an annual basis. But if you do that, you will have some control of your life and where it's going. And you'll be satisfied or you won't be satisfied. But at least you'll know. But most people don't do this.
Yeah.
So they say, well, I need a lot of money. What? How much? See? So pin it down. You have lots of possibilities. You have obviously you're doing well in your coaching, and you got a lot of people that bought your course, which I find very impressive. And you also have done businesses, or you have a head for businesses or being entrepreneurship. So go in both routes. You don't have to stop one or the other, but see how can I make which one is the best one. Coaching is time consuming. Now, one of the things that's happened, of course, as a result of the COVID, is we do have virtual. That's what we're doing now. So where are you? You're in South Africa? Where are you located?
I'm in UK right now. United Kingdom.
United Kingdom. Is that where you live? Oh, so UK.
Yeah, right now, I'm living here.
Okay, so you're in UK, right? So now you have to at some point in time say, where do you want your businesses? You're going to be worldwide. Forget the fact that it's not going to be UK anymore. Just that nobody does business just in the United Kingdom that's successful, and you're going to have to go worldwide. And with the capabilities of the technology, you can. So we can do Zoom. So effectively, you're in the UK and I'm in the United States, and we're having a meeting like we were face to face in a room, which we're not. So certainly get involved. You get involved as you are already with the technology. Keep up with that, and then you're going to do business. Figure out how doing business throughout the world.
Yeah,
and
I'll do that.
The business is the same. The people are different, but business is business. Everybody goes into business not to lose money; they go in to make money, and they go in for a short term or they go in long term. So that's the key. You certainly got all the raw materials to do it, and I'm saying that's fine, which is good. You have the energy, which is fine to do. You had at least you said you wanted to improve it, so you wanted to speak to me. You're going to pay to hear what I have to say, which is an indication of your desire to improve your knowledge or improve my knowledge by getting the benefit of somebody else who's got more knowledge. That's fine. So you got all the things, raw material. You will be successful, and you should be successful. How successful is up to you, and also the opportunities as they come up, because you have to evaluate them when they occur. You can't look back. You can look back and say, did I do the right thing? But they don't come that way. You got to figure out, what am I doing in the future? So it's the future that's important. What should I invest in? What should I invest my time in? What's the best way to do it? How about this? Am I interested in my family? What is my family? How do I incorporate that? How to make them happy? How do I become a good father? All of these things are part of life, and you have to figure out where your particular balance. It varies. There's no system for everybody. In other words, it's individual. You have to make your own decisions as to what's important to you. And if you do, and you figure out what's important and you live your lifestyle, you're going to be happy. You're going to be contented. You figure you accomplish something. If you don't, you're going to be like everybody else. Say, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that better. That's it. We always wish. How do you know?
Yeah.
Right?
For me, like back to the point about the billionaire and everything, right? So I've calculated my expenses and everything. So like for me, it's like 2.5K a month. I can live in UK comfortably with rent and food and everything.
You're missing the point. No, you're
missing
the point. You're missing me again at this point.
Yeah.
You're pulling numbers out.
Right.
You put numbers out, and you think they're right, and I can understand that. Don't pull them out. Figure them out. See what it is. Go through the bank accounts. Go through what happened last year, so that you get a better handle on it. We have a tenant. You say, okay, if I make so much a month at that point, it'll work out. You don't know if you don't know what your expenses are going to be. Also, you have to take into account that something can happen.
Yeah.
So you say, good. What happens now if I can't work? How much cash? How much money have I got put aside? How about how do I protect my family? All of these things have to be looked at some point in time, but you have to pin it down so that you get it becomes meaningful rather than just guesswork.
Correct. Yeah. So
and that's very important.
For me, why I want to have the ambition of being a billionaire is because I feel that if I might have the potential to become a billionaire, and if I don't fulfill my potential, then I'm wasting that potential. You get me?
Oh, but I appreciate that. Fine, you have the desire and you have the ability to be a billionaire. Good, okay, but why do you want to be a billionaire? That's something you have to figure out. What would you do differently if you were a billionaire?
Nothing. No, I wouldn't do anything differently.
So then, why be a billionaire? What's good? Money is good if you use it.
Correct.
If you use it and it enhances your lifestyle, or it is an improvement in your environment or your family, you've done something good and you've made good use of it, then it's worth it. Otherwise, it's just a number. And don't measure your ability, your success by dollars.
Yeah.
Some of the most successful people were very poor, but they fulfilled their ambition and they did the maximum that they could with their abilities, and they figured out what was most important to them. Right. And that's what you have to. What's the most important to you? Money is not it. Money is a means to the end, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have it, but it's only part of the total scheme.
Got it.
So now it's hard because what you're talking about. There's such a difference in ages between you and me. I have been where you are. You have not been where I am. So at this point, so you say now, hey, if I were 90 years old, what would you want to do? Figure it out. You don't know. No, you don't know because you're not there. You're not there, and you got an entirely different lifestyle. You got all these years to work or to spend until you reach that year, if in fact that happens. In other words, you may not reach it. You may lots of things can happen that were unforeseen. That you figured you're going to live long, and it didn't turn out that way. So it's just look at a bigger picture rather than something that's measured by dollars.
Got it. Awesome. Okay. I love your energy. Yeah, I love your energy. I think you have so much energy for someone who's 90 over years old. I love it.
It's not the energy. Why? Certainly, let's take this call. why do I coach? Why am I speaking to you? For me, it's not the money. All right, I would, yeah, but would I do it for free? No, but it's not the money. I don't care. But never. What I do it for is I have more than 60 years of business experience. I have written 2 books. I've been a lecturer and a teacher, and I like being a teacher. When I say being a teacher, to me, if I can give someone younger than me some benefits of my what I've accomplished or what I've seen or how I live, my lifestyle, or what I think, to make their life a little easier. That's the whole thing, to make your life a little easier by giving you information that I have accumulated over a period of years. Now, so that's the reward. There's always, a teacher only wants the pupils to be very successful.
Yeah.
And that's why I do it. That's the only reason that I do these things. I do it with JT. It gives me something to do, but I figure I'm making an impression in somebody. Maybe business today is much more difficult than it was years ago.
Yeah.
Much more complicated. Technology is entirely different. People are entirely different. Nobody talks to you face to face anymore. Now we're all doing emails, or we're doing now even you got the Zoom. It's different. Now it's virtual. So what I'm saying, you have to adapt to that. I don't have to adapt to it anymore. I'm beyond that. You know, it's just what I could say. I could easily say to myself, hey, why am I doing this? The answer is I have no better use of my time and my information. Why should I not make that available to somebody?
Got it. Awesome.
So that's my call. Yours may be entirely different, and whatever it is, whatever makes you happy, that's or makes you contented, fine. And that's what you be, because we want to have contentment. In order to that, figure out what you want to do. As far as I'm concerned, I said I would like to know in my own mind that I think the world is a little nicer place because of what I did.
Yeah,
that's all I'm looking at. If that's in my mind, I could be wrong, but that's my mind. That is my mindset. So I'm not unhappy with things I didn't do. I'm not unhappy with the fact that I didn't make instead of being worth a lot of millions, I'm not worth $1 billion. I had no desire to be. That was my now. So, but that's me, and that's you. Do your own lifestyle, your own thing. Figure out what's important, and do it. You have a family?
I have a girlfriend. Yeah. I have a girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend? That's fine. Okay, that's whatever it is. Whatever it is, figure out if whatever you're satisfied with. That's great. And I don't care. So the difference is, hey, I've been married for 60 some odd years, and I'm happy with it. That doesn't mean you got a girlfriend. I don't know, it's lifestyle, and I'm not dictating. Don't follow or be impressed by what I do. Whatever makes you happy or whatever makes you content, do it. That's fine. And as long as you say content, you say, no, I don't, I'm not, I would rather do this. If you want to do something else, change it. You can. In other words, if you're not working at what you're happy with, give it up.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing, right? Don't do things just for the money.
Yeah, of course.
No, not of course. I'm just saying it's very important. Don't do it just for the money. Do it because you're getting pleasure out of it, or you do it. I'm not saying don't do it for free. I'm saying the money is a part of it, but it's only a part. It's part of the balance. Say, I'll do this for the money. And that has to do with your coaching, and it has to do with your investments.
Awesome. Thank you so much, George.
Okay.
I really, really appreciate it.
Good luck. You'll do very well. I'm very impressed with what you've already accomplished, and hopefully, we'll give you some additional insight or ideas as to how you're going to handle your life from now on.
Thank you. Okay, let me just stop the recording first.